Guys, pretty sweet setup I've got in front of us here. Pretty excited to do this video. We have already done a test on this 2995 DX HP, so you guys kind of have an idea about what it's doing. Somewhere 150 to 180 average, depending on where we have our RF power set at. And then PEP, this one was showing a little bit over 300. So that's going to be really important for what we're testing here. And what we're testing is, from what I know, the first of its kind. It's been sitting here wrapped up, unboxed for probably a week or two. And this is what we're going to call a Fatboy DELUXE bass amp. Now, what makes it deluxe? Well, the first thing is this is a 16 pill, all in one cabinet. Something people have been asking for years that for whatever reason don't like to use the two-piece setups, which, in my opinion, I do still prefer a two-piece setup, power supply, and amplifier. But for those that don't, they want a sleek look, they want it all in one. Here you go. 16xHG2879 standards, 400 amps of power supply in this bad boy, and it does run on 220. Now this one is for a friend of mine who is supposed to pick it up at Manchester. I went ahead and had Sideband added on there for him. And you're probably wondering, well, if it's a high drive amp, what's the variable for? This actually controls the voltage inside the amp. Now it's set at safe parameters. Tony himself assured me that this will not go over what he recommends for a standard 2879. And I think it goes down to about 12.5 or 13 volts on the bottom end. So this gives you a little bit of control over the output of your amplifier outside of the drive. So let's say you're running, this radio into it, which is really not driving it hard at all, and you want to see a little bit more output, you can always roll this up wide open. Or if you're wanting to loaf it, you can always run it down here. You can hear the fan slow down a little bit. Now, personally, if it was mine, I probably would ask for a voltmeter on the front of it. Some people will want that, some people won't. Some people don't like the way the voltmeter looks on the front. It's kind of gaudy looking, kind of sticks out. So that's all up to the customer. We can always have these made with a voltmeter, but again, Charger himself told me, that he's got these set to where they won't go, crazy voltage or whatever. And they're going to drop down just a little bit when you key them down anyway. So that's what the variable's for. Controls the voltage. Recommended input into one of these, maximum, I would probably say between 400 and 500 watts PEP should give you plenty of output. I mean, you could drive it a little bit harder than that if you wanted to, but you're going to get plenty of output with the 400 or 500 in, being the standard 2879s. And we're going to hit it with, 300 and some change PEP. This one's pending sold to a friend of mine. So with that being said, we'll test it on AM first, and we will start out with the RF power, or the variable power on the amp, I should say, the variable voltage, wide open, and then we will go from there. So over here on our radio, we're down here about 7 o'clock or so. Let's scoot up here and see if we can fight through the coax and the wires. We've got a 1,000 watt slug in here. 5,000 watt slug. Did I say 1,000? It's a 5,000 watt slug. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. But our good old 5,000 we always use. And we're going to be looking at the middle scale. Now this is average power first. Think again, we're only going to be swinging 175 or so average into it. And that's about a 400 watt dead key. Pretty safe. Hello. Audio. And we're underdriving it some, seeing about 900 average out of it. Hello, audio. I'm getting pretty close to 1,000, so not too bad. Again, if we put about 2 1/4 or so average into it, you'd really see it come to life. But solid numbers there. And then PEP. Hello, audio 1 2 3, audio 1 2 3, audio 1 2 3, and it's just loafing along right there. 3,500 watts PEP. Audio, 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 audio. So doing really well right there. You know, 325, 350 watts in, 3,500 out. Now, if you're wondering how much does turning this back change things, well, what we can do here is just spin it halfway. You can hear our fans slow down just a little bit. Let's see how much our PEP power comes down. Hello, audio 1, 2, 3, 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 audio. So that really cuts us back into loaf mode. We just dropped off 1,000 watts right there, just going from wide open to halfway. And let's just say we want to come back to 9 o'clock with it. Hello, audio 1, 2, 3, audio 1, 2, 3, audio. Comes back even more, about 2,500 PEP. Okay, so now what we want to do is just turn it wide open, and we will test it out on sideband. Now, I'm not exactly sure what our radio does at 9 o'clock on sideband. Probably not the 300 and some change, probably in the low 2s. But let's see anyway. Check, 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 check. Audio, check, 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 check. Audio, smooth as silk. Audio, check, 1, 2, 3, audio. There you go. About 3,200, 3,300 there. And like I said, I'm sure that our radio is not doing quite as much as it was on AM. Average power, we can just check if you guys care about sideband. Hello, audio, check, 1, 2, 3. Audio, check, 1, 2, 3. Audio. And that's why it's very important to have that 400 amps worth of power supply in here. Because with it doing 2 kW average, just talking into it on sideband, it's really going to pull some power out of this power supply. So real happy with how this one's running. I mean, it is cool as a cucumber all the way around. Not that we've been sitting here standing on it or anything, but no kind of warmth whatsoever. Like this feature, again, if it was mine, the only thing I would change is adding the voltmeter, but understandable why they left it off here, because it kind of makes the face look a little janky once you add the voltmeter to it. So for my own personal use, I would want the voltmeter, but it's understandable why some people would not, because it kind of changes the look of the face. But that's it. This one is pending sold. If anybody wants to order one, be happy to get you one. You know, if you prepay, pre-order, be happy to get you one ordered up. And on the way, not sure if we can get one before the Manchester break, which is coming up pretty soon. But that friend of mine, he's supposed to pick this one up there. I do still have the 4-driving 12. The only thing with the 4-driving 12, it doesn't have the variable on it. So I think what the plan is just to do the variable voltage control with the high drive amps, like the 16s, I think, and the 16 is going to be probably the biggest in a one piece. The 16s, the 12s, the 10s, stuff like that. Probably even some of the 8s be able to do this too. But I like it a lot. People have been asking for a long time about a one-piece 16-pill bass amp. And there you guys go. Desktop, doesn't take up terribly a lot of space. Terrible amount of space. Runs on 220. Runs pretty damn quiet. Runs cool. Nice and smooth, 3,500 to probably 4,500 or so watts out of it. Charger said he saw about 5 kW PEP. Max drive out of this thing. So again, we're just kind of loafing it along here in this video. All right, guys, I appreciate it. Everybody have a good one out there. Let me know what you think. Rooster in Tennessee, roostercb.com. See you, bye.